tilted, but hi, Facebook. Sorry, I was already streaming the locals and I'm trying to figure out everything here. And I feel like my phone's slightly tilted, but we're all gonna live. Good morning. Happy Friday. Look at me. I've had better days, but that's okay. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. Yesterday I pushed my 75% off sale for Avon, and I did a little live stream of me with sweet potatoes. I don't even want to go there, but I was wearing a similar top, and it was funny because chicks that had a mastectomy and explanter chicks were like, dude, that top is brilliant. Because when you have no boobs, like, you can't tell. So if you guys were ever looking for a top that hides your imperfections, this is one. This is one. Good morning. Hello. How are you guys? I am good. I'm going to be using stuff from our sale today. This is final sale on Dr. Belmere. And I'm going to be real with you. I'm heartbroken, but it was only $42. So I bought 4 or 5 more for my husband and I. We love the Face Shop Dr. Belmere. So it's only $20 right now. For me, this is one of our best lotions. Like, if your face is irritated or anything, that's the way to go. So I'm going to use that. This Belief Moisturizing Balm Serum, normally $55, is $17. So if you're a Belief fan, $17. Good morning, TGIF. This has been the longest week ever. I have had the most fucked up 2 weeks of my life. I can't even begin to describe to you guys the emotional roller coaster I have been on. Maybe it's 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. There was like a long stint of insomnia where I didn't sleep. Good morning, locals. Thank you. El Popple, Indiana on locals. Thank you. It's just been a roller coaster, but that's life, you know? And I always think, good morning, Lynn. When you go through this kind of shit in your life and your marriage is still good and strong, then, you know, it's all worth it, man. In the end. Do you do push-ups? I do weights. Like, for me, push-ups are a little harder, and I have to go on my knees because I've had extensive surgeries on my pectoral muscles. Real quickly, I was an idiot, and I believed that plastic surgery was feeling good about myself, and how dare anyone tell me I shouldn't self-mutilate myself to be the better version of me. You know, this bullshit women say to each other because they love to torture one another, and they secretly love the fact that someone's going to get cut up by a knife because they're evil. So I went and I got this, and what they do is they cut your pectoral muscle here and here, and then they pry it and form a pocket underneath it. So here's your rib cage and here's your muscle. It's supposed to be there, but they rip it up like this and they shove a fucking implant underneath it. So I mutilated my body in the worst way. And anyone with fake boobs, and they're like, oh my God, it's so amazing. If any doctor looked in there, they'd be like, Jesus, it's so mutilated. They mutilated themselves, right? So fast forward, I got an explant because I realized how stupid I was and that I should not have done such a dumb thing. I had to have total pectoral reconstruction because of the depth of the mutilation that a boob job did. Good morning, watching and listening on locals. Yay, Sandra. She did the best job she could. I went to a chick in Chicago. Her name's Dr. Florence Moussat. She's French. She is well known for her reconstruction of muscle from the idiocy of putting in breast implants. Share my stream if you can. I would be so grateful, guys, if you shared my stream. So long story short, she did what she could, right? She did what she could. She did better than I ever expected her to do, but I will never be the same again. So I have extensive nerve damage and my muscles are fucked up. So when I try to do a push-up, one, I have a fucked up shoulder, but that's neither here nor there. The feeling that I go through, even when I had implants, I used to be able to do like 1,000,000 push-ups, and I got implants and it destroyed my life. So if you're a physically active person, you're like, I don't care, I just want to be sexy, and I want men to think I'm sexy, and I'm going to butcher my body for men because men are the only thing that matters. Then go for it. Then go butcher your body so men think you're sexy. Which is funny. Fuck the patriarchy, but I want to look my best for them. It's like, okay, go for it, girlfriend. And I'm just telling the truth here, dudes. Not to mention that I didn't feel my nipples for, I don't know. Was it like 10 years? Do you know what it's like to look down, see your boobs, touch them? I used to tell my husband, touch my boob. And I'd like look away and then I'd get mad at him. I asked you to touch my boob. He's like, I fucking am. No feeling. Oh, but I'll be sexy and men will want to think I'm sexy. Like, think of what you're doing to yourself. You're mentally insane. It's no different than thinking, oh, I this and that, and I was born in the wrong body. Dude, plastic surgery, unless it's to save your life or to help a burn victim or something, dude. Well, I do with what I can with what I got, right? But I would be in better peak physical form had I not done such terrible shit to my body. So I am like a huge advocate for people not butchering themselves. It just gets me real upset. Real upset. Because women have this thing in their brain where they're like, oh, you should not tell women what to do. Now, think of how evil you have to be to go through what I went through and not share with your fellow women what an awful decision that is. Like, you'd be evil. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually evil. But I think these people just want you to be evil. Because I think women secretly love to watch one another suffer. They cheer you into getting plastic surgery, and then when you get it, they go online and they're like, she's so fake. Look how fake she is. It's so noticeable. Like, that's women, man. I don't trust them. Sorry. You want to know who's a real woman or not? Ask me if I trust them. That should be our scale. All right, let me pull back my hair. Because I'd like to look pretty today. And right now I'm feeling a little busted. I mean, I'm sure you guys notice. Share my stream on Facebook if you can. On Locals. I don't believe you can. I guess I have to use this bigger clip. I thought I could use this tiny one. It's not working. There we go. Little clippy clippy. Little clippy clippy. So I don't know. It's a lot of people just get mad at you if you want to save someone from your same stupid mistakes. And these aren't just a dumb mistake like making out with a boy you don't like growing up. This is life altering, screw your body up for the rest of your life kind of mistakes. And that's why I'm like, dude, I just don't understand women when it comes to stuff like this, because they're very much advocates for each other's misery. And then they say it's like supporting women. I am live. There we go. It's weird, man. It's weird. Huh. That says I have 1.2 million likes. I used to have 1.4. Wonder what happened there. Guess that, but it says 1.4 here. None of that makes sense. So many people don't want the truth. Well, that's why we live in the world we live in today. Is people are more concerned with living a comfortable lie than facing the uncomfortable truth of the world, which is, you know, bros. Shit be fucked up. All right. That's Rice Water Bright. So there's 2 huge sales going on right now. Let me put this back on. Sorry. And I want to make sure that you guys know, one, there's the 75% off sale off all this shit. Like, you can get this for $8, this vegan blending toner, which I will be using today. But if you go shopping today, I believe before 3 p.m., and you spend $100 and you use the code ROAD100, you get free shit. And if you use the code ROAD150, you get free shit. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to use the free shit from these codes. And one is the Avon Anew Hydrofusion Cleansing, is it micellar water? Mecular water? I don't know how do you pronounce it, but I need to find my cotton balls. There they are. So I'll use this because it's in one of our freebies today. I have 1 cotton ball left. How lucky am I? I'm so lucky. So Road 100 and Road 150, you get free shit. So if you go shopping in the 75% off store, you could probably get yourself, I don't know, hundreds of dollars worth of shit for like nothing. And say you spend $100 and you use that code, then you get more free shit. I know so many people have had the gastric bypass, and I thought about it. I'm certainly a candidate for it. I talked to a surgeon about it. I know more people who have had complications from it, and even someone who died. Exercise, eat better, and go on about my business. Well, I'm too scared. Kathy, my best friend had, is it the band? Is that what gastric is? It's the band on her stomach. But, I mean, she'll be the first to, like, admit, she's like, dude, I ate myself out of that. That was, like, long ago. I was like, well, when you got it, did it help? She's like, oh, yeah. I dropped weight like nobody's business. But then the issue was, you know, if you don't nip the habits in the bud, then you're still going to be doing the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, man, that sucks. She's like, yeah, it's a lot to go through to then still have my addiction to food. And I understand addiction to food. Food is so good. So good. So our dog just lost 18 pounds. She was also addicted to food. My husband, when he went out to Maine and trained in the woods, he lost like 60 pounds in a year. 50, 60 pounds. It was unbelievable. I've lost over 20-something pounds. And, you know, Google posts those photos of you. And they're like, oh, look at you at this time. Look at you at that time. And I looked and I told my husband, I'm like, right before our wedding, for me, I was fucking fat. Like, it was a photo I will never post because I'm like half naked in our house. And it was like me and my husband doing something. And I'm like, gut, me. And because I don't gain any weight from here up, ever, I'm like just athletic and skinny up here all the time. Whereabouts in Maine? I think he was like near Ashland. Anyway, it's like my lower half. I was like, oh my God, but we were happy. Hypnosis. I tried it to quit smoking and I was just sitting there and I really wanted it. It doesn't work on me. Doesn't work on me. I think you have to be a very persuadable person. And thank you to everyone who shared my stream. I appreciate it. But I think you need to be... Holy shit, people are tipping me like fucking crazy. Thank you, Lynn65 and locals. $25. Just you wait. Just you wait. And Metal Check, the WoW deal is insanely awesome, right? So thank you for reminding me. And Lisa Shin Jones, what the fuck? It's easier to tip here than locals. Have a great weekend. Girl, at any time I will take your money. I'm here for your wallet. Thank you for the stars, for the 1776 stars, as always. Our WoW deal is like a $200 deal. I'll post it. You save over $150. It's only 40 bucks. It's a $194 deal. And it comes with some of my favorite shit. So I'm going to post this too so you guys can see. Yesterday was Creative Juice's birthday. So if anyone wants to make fun of him, by all means. This is also the WOW deal. So today, if you guys go shopping, y'all can get a lot of free shit. But let's start with this cleansing water. Let's do this. I'd like to cleanse my soul. If we can. Let me get my locals up here. But thank you, everybody. You guys are like the sweetest. Got the WOW deal last night. Sweet. Every time I see WOW deal, because I used to play World of Warcraft, it's all I think. I have it on my computer. Periodically, I play. My husband started playing Dragonflight, but he started without me. So I lost interest because I had no one to level with and I had no guild. So I was like, you know, WOW is definitely a friend, loved one kind of game. Right? I do love this cleansing water. Clearly, I use it a lot. It's almost all gone. All right. There we go. There she blows. My husband's mother is coming out here soon. It's going to be her first time in Montana in the summer. She's only ever come at like the worst time. She comes in the fall before the big snow, and then she's always disappointed there's no snow. So then she just comes during the weather. I'm like, girlfriend, you need to come out here for the summer. The issue is, we're going to do stuff with her, but every time people visit you, and I'm sure you notice, if you work from home, they assume, oh, hey, you can just work whenever you want, so let's just have a vacation this whole week. And it's like, well, we have bills. Gotta work. Can't just go horseback riding all day, every day. It's Road 100 and Road 150. So vegan blending toner. This is Korean Beauty from LG Household, the Face Shop. It is $8. Final sale in my store right now. I'm so depressed about the final sale for Dr. Belmere. I love that stuff. So I ordered a lot of bottles today. But you can't beat $8. $8 motherfucking dollars. That's what it should say on the website. Like, hey guys, all you have to do is spend $8 motherfucking dollars. Are you duck billing in my locals? That's kind of funny. Let's see here. Gotta open this. I'm so blind, guys. What was the price of this normally? It was 27 bucks and now it's $6.49. It's not even $8. $6.49. Holy shit. The Isonox, a new clinical revitalizer reveal resurfacing expert smoothing fluid, is $16 instead of like $45, guys. Go take care of those sales. Anyway, I'm going to use this Belief. Revitalizing with amino acids, reduces pores, boosts skin's elasticity, and it's only 17 bucks instead of 55. So, you know how that goes. Oh, it already makes me feel so much better about my life. I feel so much better about my life. Don't you feel better for my life? Come on, guys. It's a good time. Man, it's so weird. Like, being on the internet, and I sell beauty products, and I'm getting old, and I'm not going to do the things that you're supposed to do to, like, stay that off outside of treating my skin. Dr. Belmere, 20 bucks. So thick. It's so moisturizing. It's so healing. Sika Recovery Cream. It feels so good. For me, because I treat my skin with all that retinol stuff, and it gets very angry, this is what I use for days after I've done that. Oh my God, my skin, help! And it just it heals it, and it feels so good. It's got that tiger grass in it. Oh, was totally talking about something and I forgot. Oh, aging on the internet. Like, my husband and I were talking about, like, real homesteading. Pulling the plug from the grid. Going solar, hydropower. Building greenhouses. Like, really just going for it. You know what I mean? And changing our life a lot. We have Starlink in our garage, so I won't go anywhere. I'll still be connected in a way, but like simplifying our lives. And it is interesting because I feel that every time we move further and further away from LA, is this coming out? No, that's just a wonky eyelash. It changes us. Now, I had to be careful because when he was doing movie trailers, you guys, like my mouth could hurt his job because you know how Hollywood is. So, like living in terror, that in America you can't have an opinion that 5 people don't like because those 5 people get amplified on Twitter and everywhere else. And the power we've given these people, right, to just destroy lives. And the cheering. These people would cheer you into homelessness. They would be so glad if you lost your home, if your family died. These are the same people who were cheering about the submarine with people in it just because they were rich. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, I came from nothing. I worked so hard in my life. Like, I am a worker bee, you guys, and I love to work. I love to work. So I work hard in my life to try to do better. And I'm trying to imagine if that earned me a death sentence from the public. Oh, well, she won top model and then, was on TV and earned money, so fuck her. Like, what is wrong with people? My friend does the off-grid life. They knew that sub blew up on Sunday. Well, think about it this way. The government knows a lot of things, and they always lie. And then for some reason, there's this huge sect of people who worship and believe them, even though time after time, lie, lie, lie. Weapons of mass destruction, lie. Vietnam, lie. Right? Even the Challenger, when it blew up, they're like, they didn't suffer at all. And then there was that recording of them suffering horrifically, and they lied to everyone. Oh, it was instant. It's fine. No, it wasn't. They burned alive, and there's audio of it. They lied. All they do is lie. Lie, lie, lie. Like, lie. That's it. That's why I always love when people are like, well, this party's the bad party, and that party's this, and my party's the good party. And I'm like, each party get together, and they're like, hey, we're all on the same team, but what are we going to lie to our constituents about? What are you going to lie to yours about to make them think there's a war between you two because they're so fucking stupid? And then everyone's like, oh, my God likes me. I like anyone that pisses them all off. RFK, Trump, rolling on in. I'm like, I love you guys. Look how mad they are. I hate these people. I'm sorry that anyone out there actually likes them. I'm sorry for you. And it could be a boot that smells like foot. And if the establishment was like, oh, we hate Boot. Boot is a white supremacist. I'd be like, I love Boot. I love that boot. I'm voting for that boot. Like that. Anyone that pisses them off. The surface ship knew the sub, back up, withheld that info to keep us in suspension the whole time. Yeah, because they're probably doing something else fucked up. So they're like, hey, let's just have the American public wait on bated breath for this while we, steal all their money again or something. I wish this one eyelash would curl. It's not. It's like this. This is my one eyelash over here. So now I'm going to get going here. But I needed you to know that this one eyelash is very much like that on the side of my face. Ooh, that Dr. Belmere feels so good. Feels so good. So that's how I feel. That is how I feel. I will vote for Foot if it pisses them off. I imagine RFK knows a lot. Well, you know, they keep trying to silence him, but he's just running around talking. And they're like, silence him, the son of Camelot, the son of Robert Kennedy. We must vilify him and tell everyone the Kennedys are evil and bad. Yeah, because you're the one that did away with them. And that's what he's saying. The same people vilifying me are the same people that murdered JFK. They killed him. They didn't like what he had to say. They killed him, and they might kill me too. Woo! I like you, buddy. I might not like everything about you, but man, you got their panties in a bunch, so I'm over here like, go for it. Yay! Piss them off. I hate them. Hi, I keep trying to curl an eyelash that I don't think is going to curl, but you got to try. Well, be sure to have it done. They probably just want to regulate things to stop people from being able to do what they want. Like, only the government can do stupid things, not you. Only the government can steal your money and spend it all. Only the government can explore. Only the government can only the government can lie and lie and lie with no consequences. He had some sort of sickness, but here's the thing. It's hard listening to Joe Biden talk. Like, he has no idea what he's saying. It's humiliating. Like, I feel humiliated for my country. And look, a Democrat, Republican, I just want us to do well. Right now we're in a recession and we have a White House that's just obsessed with gay people. And nothing against gay people, but I'm sure gay people are like, yo, we can't afford our groceries and stuff. Like, thanks for the support. But do you think maybe, possibly, we can talk about the inflation, which is the government robbing us again for making their bad decisions? So first, the government robbed you and took your tax money. Then they lied to you and said, we're going to spend it on things to help you. Lie, 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 lie. Then there's idiots that's like, who's going to plow your roads and redo your roads? I'm like, are they doing a good job doing that? No, but I'm like, because they take 10% of everything they took from you and spend it on the things they claim. And then 90% they money launder to enrich themselves. And you are defending them. For what reason? Do you think I'd really be over here big mad if they like took our money and we had great roads everywhere? No. I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, well, you know, I don't like that they took my money to do this, but this road's really nice and I'm driving on it and there's no potholes. Expert color primer for eyes. Please don't mention that doctor. You're probably going to get me shadow banned even harder here. You guys cannot, this is not a free speech platform. I have locals. If you want to mention controversial shadow banned names on Facebook, please go to my locals with the freedom of speech in my chat right now. Right now, you guys can talk about things that will destroy my life in locals. That's why I have 2 platforms. It's true. Because I'm over here trying to sell some Avon. Y'all are going to get me so shadow banned. I'm going to be like, someone buy a tube of mascara, please. In like a month. They're always going after somebody. It's sad. Always going after somebody. How are my taxes here? Taxes are okay, but the price of living here is horrible. Because John Mayer and all these celebrities are like, I'm going to build a $35 million expansion and gentrification all in Montana. Yellowstone, Kevin Costner. That's what's happening. So all these mega mansions are going up everywhere. Everyone who grew up here can't afford to live here anymore. And more celebrities are like, oh my God, Yellowstone. Oh my God, I'm a cowboy, a real cowboy. Holy shit. Get out. Like, it's a TV show, guys. Like, get out. But it's what's done is done. It's the same thing that happened to Colorado. It's happening here. It's sad. So, yeah. I'm excited for my mother-in-law to come. She loves it here. I mean, who wouldn't? So what am I going to wear today? Think I can wear this with green and brown. Okay. I'm going to use this copper with green. This is in my store. I think it's like $7. This palette from Christmas. Let me see. It is $8.79. $8.79. Oh my God, Kevin Costner and Yellowstone. I'm a cowboy. We want Montana to be just like New Jersey. It's going to be great. But cows are bad for the environment. Bruh. My favorite thing. Someone's cows are loose. You need to come get your cows. This is a free-range state. So then people go online, oh my God, get your cow out of my yard. Oh my God, where's the HOA? I'm like, bitch, you need to build a fence if you don't want the cattle in your yard. Like, what the fuck? Learn something about where you're moving. Just pick up, take a look. It's in a book, a reading rainbow. You won't ask stupid questions if you move someplace. You say it's perfect, but then you try to change everything. Kristen Timmons, thank you. Never get notifications of your live stream, and you never will. My locals people do. Ban those idiots who don't know all the rules on Facebook. Dude, people don't understand that when they say certain words that are not permitted by Mark Zuckerberg, that it doesn't punish them, it punishes me. Is what it is. So I just, plead, like, guys. Years of everyone sitting in Facebook jail for like 6 months, and then they're like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm like, guys. It's been happening so hard. Where the hell have you been? Where have you been? There we go. All right. I think I'll use the copper. Ooh, purple and green might be cool too. Now I'm having difficulties. Purple and green? Nah, copper. We'll do copper. There we go. Little copper, guys. Little copper. Mm-hmm. My boyfriend called me old. He fucks old people. That's what you need to say to him. Be like, okay, old people doer, guy. You're the one that's like into elderly people. Not my fault. Okay there, guy. Huh, this make my eyes look real green. You guys notice? Good morning. Hello and welcome. Oh my gosh, Creative Juice is full of piss and vinegar today on my locals. Carbon neutral. Guys, we all know where this is coming from. The World Economic Forum. A bunch of people none of us voted for have bought out every single politician in office. And that's why they're pushing this agenda. When you talk to other people like, this shit's crazy. I don't agree with this. And it's because they're like, your democracy, that doesn't exist. Ha ha ha, you think it exists. They lie. There is no democracy at all. Hasn't been in decades. These people are bought and paid for in full. And they're pushing all this bullshit. It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. They're talking about carbon. I would believe them if they said China and India are the number one polluters of the world. And before we yell at Europe or anyone else, we must stop China and India immediately. They never say that. They're full of shit. It's just another money-making scam. That's it. I'm not saying I don't believe humans don't impact the environment. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if they're not going, it's China and India, India and China, they're the problem, focus on them. They're not doing that, so I know they're lying. It's that simple. It's that simple. Greta, have you heard her once be like, we must stop India and China? They're the ones destroying our world. It is them. They don't follow the rules of the Western world. They are the problem number one. Does she ever? Nope, she's not paid to say that. And that is why I'm like, fart on that. You know? Ooh, I like the screen. Fart on that. I'll listen when you address the real problems. And you're not. And you're not. And you're not. I think they just talk about that so that, like, all the slavery, human slavery, we call it human trafficking. Call it what it is. The human slavery happening right now at our borders. It is human slavery. Drug cartels are trading with American government for votes, for free labor, for sex slaves, and everyone's like, yeah, that's good. Haha, we support slavery. Not the one 200 years ago, but the slavery now. Yay! Like, what the fuck? But meanwhile, let's just talk about gay people. Because we shouldn't talk about little children being smuggled over the border to be someone's sex slave in a closet. That's fine. The real rights being hurt here is there's an actual genocide right now. Trans people are dying everywhere. Don't look at the children being raped at the border with women. Don't look at the fentanyl pouring over our border, murdering more Americans than pretty much anything else. Don't look at that. No. There's an actual genocide going on with trans people. That's why everyone's in a rush to identify as it. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to die immediately. The genocide will happen. It's me. I'm trans, because it's really happening. And that is the number one thing we should focus on. Because the TV told us. Number one, you can care about both is what those liars say when they realize you're right and they don't care about both, but they just lie. And they're like, fuck, I have to cover myself because I look like a bad person for not, realizing that's brainwashing and bullshit going on. It's all bullshit. It's all bad for you. I have really liked that, like, I've heard people like Tim Pool for years was like abandoned cities, and I've never believed that. I believe the only place that you need to abandon, truly, California, Oregon, Washington, New York, maybe a couple other places in New England. I think everywhere else, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, these places are full of people that are voting out of comfort. But if you really put the policies in front of them and be like, do you support this? And they're like, no. And be like, then why are you voting for it? I think a lot of people could wake up. I really do. So I don't believe in abandoning ship everywhere. Wisconsin, full of hunters. Minnesota, nothing but guns and hunters. Michigan, anything above Detroit, nothing but guns and hunters. Like, I really have faith. How's that looking? I kind of like that. Illinois, Crook County, I don't think you're going to win. I don't think you can win against that. It's so corrupt and has been since the days of Capone. And everyone there will only vote for someone with a D in front of their name. Not an independent, not a libertarian, not a conservative. They'll never vote for anything other than a D. And then ask themselves, why is my city falling apart? Not one politician there goes, we have a major gang problem. It's not guns. It is gangs. We need to crack down on the fucking gangs. They never say it. It's like they worship gangs. We love the gangs. We want the gangs to keep murdering, so we'll blame guns and worship the gangs. I think that the leaders in Chi-Town get paid off by the gang and they have like a secret handshake, because what is the explanation that none of the leaders say? It is the fucking gangs. You can't go to school wearing certain colors. I couldn't wear black and gold, couldn't wear black and blue or red and black. Oh, but it's not the gangs, it's the guns. The guns are offended by those colors. Oh, it was the guns. The guns were offended by those colors. Okay. I didn't know. I'm so glad you let me know it was the guns. Definitely. It's the guns. The guns see these colors and then they act on their own accord and punish you for wearing colors that they don't like. I mean, that Ruger over there is so mad that I'm over here in pink and black. Yeah, the government's basically a mafia now. I think we were founded on a fantastic idea. And then I think multinational corporations found out that it is easy to corrupt human beings. And I think every single one of our politicians is bought and paid for. And anyone they all hate, I love. And that is why I love RFK Jr. and I love Donald Trump. Anyone that pisses him off like that, anyone. I said a Foot could come on the scene and they're like, Foot is bad. I'd be like, I love Foot. Foot is my jam. Foot has my vote. So it's so funny when people are like, how could you like RFK Jr.? How could you like Donald Trump? I'm like, you're still not awake. People aren't liking them because, oh, it's, this party or that party. They're liking them because they piss off the people they hate most on this planet, and it brings them a deep and immense joy. They're like, yeah, we love this. I'm going to use the brown from my Siren palette just to kind of smoke this all out, but I'm really liking this. I think it looks very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Indeed. Indeed. Very pretty. Government lets mafia exist so you don't look at them. Yeah, and then they're like, submarine, nonstop, because they're doing all this shady stuff, and everyone's like, let's talk about submarine for a week. I think it's terrible what happened to those people. Look at what happened during Juneteenth in Chi-Town, which Juneteenth only makes sense being celebrated in Texas. Makes sense as a Texas holiday. In Texas. Because that's what it was about. But don't even get me started there. I guess we've always celebrated it, and everyone always knew about it since I was a kid, so they say. But look at what happened in Chicago during a weekend of celebration of black slavery ending. They all killed each other. Gangs are a problem. It's gangs. I'm sorry. They're the problem. You know what I'm scared of every time I go home? Gangs. Maybe some road rager here and there, but it's gangs. I'm like, don't drive down there. Gangs. Don't drive over here. Gangs. Especially if you're white in certain areas. I'm like, they are immediately going to think we want drugs, and if we don't, we're a problem and need to be robbed. And even if you do want drugs, we're still a problem and we need to be robbed. I'm like, dude, don't go there. Oh my gosh. It's sad. And that's why I'm like, poor Illinois. How can you live there and keep voting for politicians that don't stand up, look you in the eye, and say, gangs are our problem? Our community has a huge gang problem, and we need to crack down on gangs. The end. Gangs. The riots, those weren't peaceful protests. That was a bunch of gangbangers like, fuck yeah, we're going to use this cause to do whatever the hell we want. And then they went into the Chi and they trashed it. I wish there was like a test. Like, you don't get to vote unless you take this test and have some knowledge on what's going on. Now, I probably wouldn't have been able to receive the right to vote until maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I was dead asleep. I will admit that. I was like, vote blue no matter who. Republicans are bad. That's how I was raised. And now I'm like, wow, what an ignorant and like bigotry. We talk about bigotry. That's true bigotry. It's true bigotry. I have plenty of loved ones that voted for tons of people that I don't like. And you know what? It doesn't make me like my loved ones any less. I don't preach and screech at them. I don't sit there and be like, oh, man. Like, it's so disgusting, that behavior. Anyone that participates in that behavior, you are a child and you need to grow the fuck up. I'm over it. People who unfollow, oh, this person voted for Biden, I can't follow them. Grow the fuck up. You're part of the problem. I don't like Biden at all. When he got voted in, I was terrified. It was him and Obama in 2008 when I lost everything. My favorite, it was George Bush's fault, and I worship Barack Obama, and everything he did in office was good, and anything that bad happened was because of George Bush. They all say that shit. You know who was president when that happened? Barack Obama and Joe Biden. It wasn't Bush. I hate Bush, and I blame him for everything that happened when he was in office. But stop giving me that motherfucking bullshit. I'm sick of it. When a it's not his fault. It was magically the guy before, even though he's the one in power. Worship him. No. 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 It's his fucking fault. Everything that happened under George Bush was his fault, not Clinton's. Everything that happened over Obama, under Obama, everything that happened was his fault. It wasn't Bush's. Everything shitty that happened under Trump, I'm sorry, it was his fault. It wasn't Obama's. Quit it. Stop. It's like, ever find that abused wife? Oh, he didn't mean to hit me in the eye. It was an accident. That's like, you guys are in an abusive relationship. It's an abusive relationship, and you guys are like defending your abusers at all costs. Oh my God, he only hit me once. It's like, dude, stop it. Quit. And boy, does it piss people off, especially people who think I'm on their side. And they're like, wait a minute, you're on my side. And I'm like, no, I'm on no one's side except for ours. And I don't make excuses for fucking politicians, dude. And you should maybe jump on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? Who no longer talk to me because I voted for Trump. Shame on them. And you didn't support the George Floyd riots. Dude, shame on them. Those are shameful people. Anyone that ostracizes you because of policy beliefs, they're sick. They're in a cult, and they are shameful human beings. I'm sorry. Shameful. It's shameful behavior. I'm tired of seeing it. My favorite is like people like, I believe in God, but I'm going to treat my fellow neighbor this way. No, you don't. No, you don't. You believe in God because you say it, not in your actions. You are an asshole. You're an asshole. That is why real Christians, real ones, you'll see them, they'll be hanging out with gay people and shit. My grandma was Catholic beyond anything. This bitch believed in God. She believed in Jesus. I mean, Italian Catholic, little rosary in her hand. That was my grandma, right? She loved my best friend who was gay at the time. She would come out, sit and talk to him. She didn't agree with his life. She loved him. She cooked for him. She would converse with him, ask him how he was. She even made him laugh when she said, when I die, all you heathens are going to have to go to Mass. And we were in Mass, and I look over at my childhood best friend with his lover sitting in the Catholic Church, and he's like, Grandma was right. Woo! Right? That's tolerance. Tolerance isn't agree with my sexuality and worship where my dick goes. No, that's not. Tolerance is when a Catholic as F, full-blooded dago, can hang out with a gay dude and his lover all the time and then joke with him that when she dies, she's going to have your ass sit for an hour of Catholic Mass, and that gay dude and his lover are like, we love Grandma, so we're going in. And they did. That is tolerance. Both sides. So all this shit people are screaming and preaching about, no, they're full of shit. That's not tolerance. That's intolerance, and I don't want to hear it. Because if I can see the gay community support an old school Italian Catholic, love the fuck out of each other, respect, he's a witch too. He's a Wiccan, like a real witch, and has been his whole life, right? That's tolerance. That's why all these assholes, I'm just listening to them yelling shit. I'm like, no, dude, you are smearing the gay community. You are smearing the Christian community. Love the sinner, hate the sin. My grandma was a living, breathing example of that. She never preached or screeched or anything to my friend. And it was fucking beautiful, dude. Do you know how beautiful it was to sit there in a big Catholic church with a priest that's like, hell, fire, and brimstone awaits? I mean, she went for an old World War II priest that was like super old school, right? He was all fire and brimstone. It was great. And I'm looking around at all the atheists and gays, tons of gays. My cousins are all gays. They're all in there because they loved and respected this woman so much, who never judged them, always loved them, loved their partners too. And that's why this whole new, like, equity and this. I'm like, no, it's bullshit. It's evil. And I know it because I've seen it for real. So your movement is bullshit and it's disgusting. None of my gay cousins, none of my gay friends or their partners told my grandma that she had to accept them or like, you know, yay, you're gay and I support your gay marriage. She didn't support gay marriage, but she supported them. And they never talked about it because they knew where she stood, but they also knew Grandma would die for us. She fucking loves us. That's tolerance. When a Wiccan gay and his lover can sit in my old living room and talk with my grandma for hours as she bakes them stuff and asks about their lives and genuinely cares about them, and they her, and they still talk about her, and that's what's beautiful. So none of this nonsense these little intolerant piece of shit kids scream, I don't even listen to it because I lived it. And I'm like, I know in my heart you're evil. You are evil. This movement you're pushing, it's not real and it's evil because coexisting is what I saw. It is. Fucking Wiccans. Some Christians would say she should have condemned the sin, not the sinner. Told gay Greg to go on and sin no more in the name of Jesus. Why would my grandma do that? That's not love. That's not bringing anyone to Jesus, being a judgmental asshole. You know what I mean? She showed being Christ-like. She showed it. She didn't preach and screech and condemn and be a piece of shit. She went out of her way to be a saint to people. A saint. She wouldn't even watch Modern Family. I'm like, Grandma, it's funny. She's like, I don't like the gay marriage and adoption thing. Yet all my gay cousins and their partners and stuff came into her house, but she didn't have to be forced to accept it. She didn't have to be forced to watch it if she didn't want to. And I don't think they judged her because she didn't treat them any different. And that is the problem today. Is they're like, you must accept, you must worship, you must be part of it, you must wear our colors, you must... No. Because you're not wearing cross Jesus shirts for the Christians. And that's why the entire thing's bullshit. I'm sorry. My grandma, saint on this earth. Saint. A living saint. How lucky I was to have known her. How lucky all my friends were. The fact that she loved me. Dude, I did Playboy and I came home and the way she looked at me. Oh, the disappointment. But there was not a shred less of love. I'll never forget that, man. That ripped my heart out. I was like, fuck. I really let Grandma down. Like, she is not feeling this. So her sister apparently put stickers on my naughty bets. And when my grandma was at her sister's house before her sister died, I guess they looked. And my grandma told me she didn't want to say the negative. She didn't want to condemn and any of the stuff. She was like, you've never looked more beautiful. I wish it wasn't in that magazine. You know. She wasn't being a dick. She was like, you look gorgeous. I just really wish it wasn't there. Thanks, Grandma. Oh, man, if I could go back. If I could go back. If my grandma could see me now. Oh, my gosh. I'm an excellent baker. Like, my husband and I were talking. We're not completely off grid here, but we are beyond off the beaten path. And I had to learn how to make restaurant quality food because there's no restaurant, you know? I had to learn. I don't know, man. I'm really hoping we can all go back to this shit. 1, to accept reality again. 2, for Christians to be able to sit there with a gay man and his lover who's a Wiccan and treat them with love and respect. And then have the gay couple not force their shit onto some old school Italian grandma. Fucking beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, we have gone so far back. This isn't progress, what we're doing right now. It is demonic. It is awful. It makes me so sad. And sorry I'm talking about this. I'm so passionate about it because I have watched justice fall so far into the Stone Age with race and the gay community. Everyone's looking at them in a negative light that wasn't there before, because instead of just being cool, like my grandma and my old gay best friend, now it's my grandma being like, you have to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. And my old gay best friend you must worship Gaia, Mother Earth, and my crystals, and I'm going to hex this person or something. And they're like, you know what I mean? Aw, thanks, Laura. She knew you would be. She taught you. I think, and I'm going to say this because I know my grandma would say it, I think I have surpassed her abilities. Maybe not in her youth, but I'm not going to slam her. As she was getting older and as, technology reared its head, she was just in awe, like a dishwasher. She raised 10 children. Right? 8 of her own and stepkids, and she raised me and my brother. And then all of a sudden there's a dishwasher, and she was just like, I just put everything in there. Then there was a microwave, and she's like, oh yeah, cook everything in there, because she was tired. So yeah, that's what needs to happen. So tolerance and acceptance is tolerating and accepting that someone might not agree with your lifestyle and still being cool with each other. Try that. Like, I couldn't believe the Dodgers honored that group that, like, mocks the Catholic Church that hard. I'm like, dude, you are in a city full of Mexicans that are all Catholic. And you sit there and you're like, brown people, and then you're like, ah! And I'm like, that's not right, man. That's not right. That ain't cool. You had all these gay communities you could have honored, and you chose the one that, like, blasphemed Jesus and nuns, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You got problems, guys. Y'all are evil. How's that? I'm kind of liking that. I'm kind of liking it, guys. I'm hip. I'm cool, Scott. Right? I think it looks beautiful. You guys should shop with me, shouldn't you? What's going on over here in locals? St. Peter's loving her lasagna. Oh my God. Jesus hung out with the worst people in society. He would not be chilling with Joel Osteen. Dude, Jesus is my boy. Jesus is my boy. He's the shit. He's like, I know. Only reason that bitch is getting into heaven is because of me. Because let me tell you, I'm Jesus and I know. She did some fucked up shit. Tolerance can be retaught. If my grandma taught it to me, why can we not teach it to these children? That was just such a beautiful moment for me. Like watching two totally different people with two totally different beliefs. And one who will never accept like gay as an acceptable thing for her religion, but loved the shit out of them. Loved them. Love. Not tolerate, not was kind, but loved. And I'm like, man, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. No, they don't want to be tolerant. And that's why when people are like, what, you have a problem with diversity? You have a problem with equity? I'm like, dude, I have a problem with a movement that I know is evil because I've seen true tolerance and it ain't this. Okay? Okay, pumpkin? Like, you can't convince me that something evil is good when I have seen goodness in its purest form. Like, I'm sorry, that's like Lucifer being like, hey man, I'm God, believe me. And I'm like, no, because I've seen God and it ain't you. Right? Right? And you know what? I'm Christian, but my friend who's Wiccan, I mean, some of the stuff he does are ancient rituals that have been around forever, right? And I'm a history buff, and I find it fascinating. And I don't think Jesus is going to be like, oh, you're going to burn in hell for asking questions. No. Like, I don't believe in hexes and stuff like that, or this spell or that spell. I believe there's some truth in everything. So, you know, I'm always like, hey, man, why do you do this? Why do you do that? Love it for Slash. Mascara, by the way, guys. But that's what I like to do. News media and the anger algorithms need to go. Dude, it's definitely AI destroying our society. I am in a hard agreement with that. Hard agreement. But I think my favorite thing lately, okay, so this gay guy I know was told that he was homophobic by a white liberal woman who is not gay because he's conservative. And he's like, I sleep with men. She's like, that doesn't mean that you're not homophobic. And he's like, Adri, this straight white woman who never got beat up for being gay in the 80s. I did. Is trying to tell me I'm homophobic after, I mean, I'm gay. I'm like so gay. And when I see gay men walking down the street and they're good looking, I'm like, yay! Like, that is not homophobic. I'm like, dude, they're psycho. They're nuts. I think I'm the only non-Christian in the chat. Not at all. My husband's a staunch atheist. Atheist to the point where sometimes, even though it's funny, it's blasphemous. And I'm like, babe. And he's like, oh, you know, he'll joke how the book of Matthew is my favorite because, you know, he's so great. And then he starts pushing into blasphemy. And I'm like, come on, man. I don't push Jesus onto you. Don't sit there and on my... And he's like, you're right. Sorry. I'm like, dude, get out of here with that. Though I do love book of Matthew. His name's Matthew Paul. Do you think maybe his parents might believe in God? But yeah, my husband is super, super atheist. So atheist. Or agnostic, I suppose, because atheists are more like religious with their own intolerance and being annoying about it. Agnostics are just like, I don't know. So I guess that's my husband. He's like, I'll see when I die. And I'm always like, bro, if you can't get into heaven, I'm going to tell God I got to stay with him, man. So can we have a redo? Because I don't want to go to hell. Can we get a redo? I'd love to redo this with him. You're Hindu. See? I ain't got no problem with Hindus. You do your thing. You do your thing. Dude, my eyes look great today. How about that? Let's use our new Glow Color primer. I love this primer. I love it. I love the way it looks on my skin. I love it. Brand new. It's vegan. I remember the first time I heard of vegan skincare, the first question I asked was, what do you want to fucking eat it? It's like, what does it matter? Like, I don't understand. Now I get it. Like, you like care about that shit. That's fine. Y'all in my Facebook are barely talking. Barely talking. Like, I look and just barely talking. I'm like, oh, what are people saying? I'm going to say something about it. What is this? Is Matt's middle name Thornus? Thomas, no. Matthew Paul. I thought it said Thornus. That's how blind I am. Thor. All right. FMG under eye primer. Yay. So, it's always so funny when people are like, you can't get along with this and that. My husband and I look at each other like, we're like really polar opposite, especially when it comes to religion. And I'm like, bro, we don't want to hear it. Like, we live our lives not agreeing with one another on deep philosophical shit. And we love each other. So that's how I know you're full of shit. Full of it. You. I didn't want to hear it. All right, some magics. Do I have? That's coconut. I would like my corrector one. There it is. And can we get a blush? Boom. Let's do it. Let's polish this whole look we've got going on. If I glow at 63, people think I'm sweating. I don't give a shit. Moisturize them wrinkles. Think I'm sweating. I shine, baby. I shine everywhere I go, and everyone can eat it because it plumps your wrinkles. And that's why J-Lo is always so shiny, because she's like, man, I gotta plump this shit. You know, I saw Megan Fox was in the news because of her son's gender identity. And all I could think of is vegan cat. We all know who made the cat vegan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, all of your children doing this? Dude, vegan cat, whatever. Not my kids, not my problem, but the only thing I could think of was vegan cats. Vegan cats. Also, I would not want her to be my mother. So when I found out how problematic it would be for me to have children, I thought that it was God's way of saving my kids from my bad decisions. Like these mothers going on OnlyFans and shit. Come on, man. That is not loving your children. To be a mother is to be selfless, not selfish. And like putting yourself out there forever as a prostitute is not going to help your kids in the end. It's going to hurt them horribly. So I thought to myself, and all these people are like, you're too hard on yourself. I did this, I did that. I'm like, that's fine. I don't believe children should have to suffer because of the poor decisions of their parents. And in this day and age, I'm sorry. There's a video of me sitting on a Sybian on Howard Stern. Totally not fair to any child. That is not fair. That breaks my heart. And I don't even have kids. I made horrifying decisions and did not think of the repercussions of them. And now that I'm older and wiser, I'm like, Jesus, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Clearly not of anyone else other than myself. And even then, hardly at all. That wasn't showing love for myself. Gelato, correcting magic stick. I too am an agnostic, but full of love of freedoms to be ourselves. There you go. And when I was agnostic, I did not believe in God for a long time. I was like, I am totally fine with Christianity because after traveling the world, I was like, Christianity is what wove together Western culture. It's why the Constitution is so good. It's based in Christianity and God-given rights and all that fun stuff. So even as someone who didn't believe in God, I was like, it's very beneficial many people do. For me, I could at least recognize that, you know. I could at least recognize that. So this brightens your under eyes, which is great because Mama hasn't been sleeping well. I told you guys. Little oopsie daisy there, but it's okay. And now I'm going to slap a lip on it and we're done. And there's shit tons of sales in my store. I would love it if you guys would shop with me. I do love this stuff. I have so much product on my desk. It is a wonderland of products. I love it. It's so good. Oh, I'm tired. Imagine Howard Stern's daughter's feelings. Mother is the name of God on the lips and hearts of all children. It's different. They say there's no difference between men and women. There is a huge difference between my father and my mother. Mother is the name of God on the lips and hearts of all children. It is why that even people with bad mothers, like in The Crow, where I'm quoting that, still love their mothers. Even if they're like some meth head, junkie mess up, they still love them. Because it's your mother. It's your mom. You know what I mean? It's your mom. So dads, they have a little more wiggle room. Because dad didn't carry you for 9 months. Dad didn't hold you in your arms when you were a baby. Mom did. Nothing against dads. Dads are great and you need them. Stability, moms and dads are so important for your life. But man, moms. So I'm glad that I did not subject a child to that. I am. Birthday balm. Lip crayon and a little lip liner. There we go, and away we go. I don't advise, but try a powered form of magnesium, like calm in water before bedtime. You may have... Carrie, I love that you know me so well. I know you don't like advice. I have to think it's my own idea. I am such an independent person. I always have been. I'm a contrarian. Someone's like, pick up this rock. I'm like, no, I'll pick up the hose. Like, I'm just that way. So that's funny. It's funny because when I am in a stress ball, it's almost like nothing, not even like drugs designed to knock you the fuck out will do it. It's like my brain won't stop. You know? I don't know how to describe it other than that, but the fact that it will break through medications designed to make you go to sleep. I'm like, bro, brain, chill out. But life is stressful right now. It's stressful. Sales are stressful. Every campaign. This is Simply Spice, by the way. Every campaign that I'm selling at Avon, I worry. I mean, Montana already has a super high cost of living. Montana's cost of living, I think, is 15% more than Michigan. I think it's like 18 or 19% more than Kentucky. Like, I was looking at it online. I'm like, okay, because we already live in a hard-to-reach place. So with inflation, we get hit the hardest. Now, if you live near a populated city, they have more money. There's bidding wars between grocery stores. This is true. I know the grocers here, and we talked about it. So they bid to get the best produce. Well, who's going to have more money? The bigger cities. So what do we get? Rotten strawberries and, rotten everything. Queen of Hearts illuminating glow beads. Dude, I love my makeup today. I love this. Tons of cheap shit all over my eyes. I love my makeup today. Sometimes I'm like, it's okay, like at the end of it, but this one is one of my favorites. I like the way it makes my eyes look. Should probably fill in my eyebrows, but I'm too lazy. I love it. Love it. But yeah, cost of living here is getting crazy. Crazy. And then I'm like, Build Back Better, it didn't work. And everyone's like, that's because Trump did. I'm like, no. Going on 4 years of this dude. I don't play that game of, it was the president before. I don't fucking play that game. And each party worshiper, like if you're a Democrat, you play, it was the Republican president from before. No, bro, your guy's in charge. People did that shit with Trump. Well, that's because of Obama. I'm like, Trump is president. Anything bad that happened with him, like him allowing those riots to go, and I don't care. Well, they would have said he was a dictator. They did it anyway. Those riots should have been stopped. Obama did it. Obama went in and fucking stopped. Was it Ferguson? He's like, the end. And everyone's like, still worship Obama. It was amazing. Like, I don't give a shit. Burning down all our cities. That's fucking crazy. Crazy. All right. Little birthday balm. And we're out. And we're out. But yeah, it's a stressful time for everybody right now. There we go. And that's why I have Brussels sprouts and cauliflower and tomatoes growing outside. And I'm like, sweet. Got that. Initiated Ferguson and ended it. I know the cell phones. I know. We know. To think there was a time that I was like, cool, our first black president with a Muslim name. They can't say we don't like Muslims or black people. It's like a two birds, one stone. I was like, America, we did it. Here it is. And now they're like, no. All you racists, evil racists who hate Muslims voted for Barack Hussein Obama. I'm like, I can't anymore. They never want to solve anything. They want to just keep pretending there's all this bad shit going on. They set her up in her own apartment. I have no idea what kid you're talking about. I'm sorry. I don't. My skin is amazing today. Thank you. Cool, because I ate all those cookies. I'm also wrapping it up with my period, so it's probably going to look a little better. Minneapolis is just garbage. Garbage. But most cities are just trash and filth, and it's because they worship criminals and they let them do whatever they want. Guys, huge sales going on in my Avon store. You guys can see the links that I have posted. I will post this one for you. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's locals. Here's the mega sale. And remember, Road 100. If you spend $100, use Road 100 in checkout, you get free shit. If you spend $150, and if you shop that fucking 75% off sale, you're going to get hundreds of dollars worth of shit. And then you get free shit on top of it. So, I kind of miss it. Minneapolis is terrible. Anywhere that starts the worst riots to ever happen does not have my seal of approval. What a garbage city. I use this palette. It's on sale for $8 right now if you click that link that I just posted. It is the Bejeweled palette. And today I use this copper color and this green color right above it. And it's got my eyes popping. It does. All right. Turn this down a lot. Facebook. You guys, thank you. Thank you for the stars to Kristen Timmons and Lisa Shin Jones. You guys, I really, really appreciate it. To everyone who subscribes to my page. I appreciate you, Susan. I love that I just read pooping on the streets. Dude, when I lived in LA, it was disgusting. Disgusting. It's beautiful in California. LA is vile. It smells like urine. Human urine everywhere. It stinks. It smells. It's gross. It's disgusting. And people live in it. And they pay unbelievable amounts of money to have to live amongst human feces and filth. And that is disgusting. It's just disgusting. Guys, thank you for coming. I'm going to sign off Facebook first and then say goodbye to locals. So maybe I'll stream this weekend. Maybe I won't. Bye, everyone. Go shopping.